For the 37 miles between Dumfries and New Cumnock, the Glasgow and South Western Railway follows the course of the River Nith, often very closely indeed. The only significant diversion away from the river is in the area of Thornhill, and the reason for this, for those who don't already know, will be revealed in a future video. My last video in this series featured the historic signal box and level crossing at Hollywood, about 3 miles north of Dumfries, and Aldgirth, 2 or 3 miles farther on. In between these points, the railway crosses the Dalswinton estate, home to a substantial Roman encampment, the home of the Red Cummin, whose murder in Dumfries's Greyfriars Church in 1306 led to Robert the Bruce becoming King of Scotland, home for 3 years of Scotland's national poet Robert Burns, and location of Britain's and possibly the world's first steam-powered boat, a replica of which currently sits on display on the estate. It was here, at the north end of the estate in early 2020, that the river, in flood after heavy rain, washed away the embankment carrying the railway. The 58 miles of track between Dumfries and Kilmarnock had to be closed for 6 weeks, whilst a major engineering operation was undertaken to rebuild and strengthen the embankment. It didn't help that there's no road access to anywhere near the site, and all materials and machinery had to be brought in along the undamaged sections of track. 3 years later, almost to the very day, I've come back to try to catch some of the West Coast diverted trains using this line. Unfortunately, the weather's not on my side. It's drizzling and looks as though it's going to get worse before long. The Carlisle-bound Voyager was supposed to be followed soon after by the northbound Tesco Freightliner, en route from Daventry to the Moss End Euro Terminal. This is the second time within a few days that I've found myself waiting for it to arrive. It seems to be unable to maintain the schedule laid down for it along this diversionary route. With the weather becoming steadily more hostile, I decide to chance one more shot a few miles north, at the approach to Kirkpatrick, a mile or so before the old Closeburn station. The A76 Dumfries to Kilmarnock Road is immediately and noisily adjacent to the railway. Now here's a surprise. Public transport is somewhat sparse in these areas. Park Village. And now the rain is becoming persistent. I'm soaked, my camera is soaked. It's time to give up and go home. Sorry I can't offer you any more today. Thanks for watching. Here's hoping that the next time will be drier.